This program is brought to you by the Reeves Law Firm, www.reevesfirm.com.
In the know.
Good evening, everyone.
In the know. Tony Reeves. Tony Reeves. Tony Reeves. Tony Reeves. Fire. Following the news in any way, shape, or form.
No shortage of things to talk about.
What does it mean? What will it bring?
Is this a reality we simply have to accept?
Tony Reeves. Fire. Tony Reeves.
Let's go ahead and get started.
How do you describe if your medical condition improves? This tends to happen mostly, sometimes it pops up during the CDR, the continuing disability review process, but for our purposes, we're going to talk about how do you describe this if this happens during your initial application for disability benefits. Let's say you're in the process of actually applying for disability benefits, and you're asking yourself, okay, I'm in the process, I'm going to be in this thing for probably a while. There are going to be times when I have ebb and flows in my condition. What do you mean by ebb and flows? Well, there's going to be periods of time where your condition actually improves. And so now you're freaking because the medical evidence shows in your file that your condition is starting to show some improvement. Now you're worried that this is going to kill your Social Security case. It's not necessarily the case. Here's the thing, and I know you've heard me talk about this in the context of being specific as opposed to generalities. Just like when I tell people, don't sit up here and say, have a doctor say, I'm just disabled, because that's just the overall general thing. You want to be specific. So when you believe that if something happens and your condition improves, remember, when you apply for disability benefits, let's just be blunt here. The process can take anywhere from a few months to a few years. A lot can happen during that time period. So what you need to focus on is that if you know that there is a change in your medical condition, a change where you are noticing improvement in your condition, it is important that you are specific in keeping it relative to that improvement and describing that. Right? Some of you are going to be like, what are you talking about? Think about it. Let's say, for instance, you've got a bad back. Okay? You've got a bad back. And that you normally you have to hold something in order to get down to the floor to pick up something off the floor, and then you have to hold something in order to get back up off the floor. Now your condition has improved. You no longer have that limitation. But now, see, if I just left it right there, it would imply that I'm saying that you no longer have to grab something on the way down and then grab something on the way up. What if the medical improvement is that you no longer have to grab something on the way down, but you still have to grab something on the way back up? See the difference? That's improvement because you no longer have to grab something on the way down, but you still have a limitation because you require assistance on the way back up. See how that sounds? I know you're probably going, okay, yeah, everything you describe to Social Security is relative. I've said this a million times to people. You don't want Social Security filling in the blanks for you. You don't want them to have to figure out what you can and can't do because you have, quote unquote, summarized or generalized the nature of your condition. Part of the problem with most people who apply for disability is that when you are become disabled, you establish your own new normal. Before you had a problem, before you didn't have any problems, once you start having problems, we instinctively learn to work around the problems. That's just how we are, how almost any living creature is. Every living creature out there takes the opportunity to work around an existing problem that they experience. So guess what? If you don't take the opportunity to describe to Social Security what your workaround is in detail, they're going to assume what that is based on your information. So you want to be specific. So just like in that example that I provided to you where I said beforehand, you had to grab a hold something in order to get down and to get back up. But now you only need to grab something on the way back up. That's still a limitation. But remember, you want to describe how that change has occurred. So in essence, this is what you need to know. If you notice that a change in your condition has resulted in an improvement in your circumstances, make sure you are detailed in explaining that particular improvement so that you can put Social Security in the proper context of that improvement. Do you understand what I'm saying? So this way you're not in a situation where the word improvement is out there, and then you're leaving it up to them to figure out exactly what that improvement is. Tell them what it is so that this way they can have a true picture of what your limitations are despite any improvement in your overall function. Stay tuned for our next week's show as we talk about unique situations that affect your disability process, focusing on your weight, here on Q&A, Social Security Disability Today.